Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, and emphasis on the luxury, my friends, because we are entering a world where Magic is about to become a lot more expensive. If you take a look at historically how Magic the Gathering has been and the way things are going, we are entering a brand new world of super expensive Magic products. If you thought that the Deluxe collection for Throne of Eldraine was the high watermark, you are sorely mistaken, my friends. Honestly, for somebody who started back in 1994, good Lord, it's crazy to think about how long I've been involved with the game. I've loved Magic for a very long time. Regardless, the writing is very much on the wall with this sort of thing. For the longest time in Magic's history, we had a certain level, a certain price level that we existed at. Now, yes, there would be occasional, and far between them, occasional increases to your MSRP style. Now, I know people will say, Magic doesn't use an MSRP anymore, and you're being naive. You're being naive. The price that you pay for products is going to be based on how much the distributors have to pay Wizards, how much the stores have to pay the distributors, and so Wizards is really setting the price. They're not setting an exact numerical price, but they are essentially setting something akin to an MSRP. People can go away from it a bit, they can vary it a bit, but overall, Wizards is setting the tune that we're all going to dance to. And it is kind of funny to go, we don't have MSRP because we're going to sell you things directly for a set price. But anyways, I don't want to get too far off the path. What I'm trying to say is for the longest part of Magic's history, there were a few products you could buy. You would have your booster boxes, which were the mainstay of Magic the Gathering for the longest time. We originally had randomized decks, which were similar to booster packs, but came with lands. You could just play a deck out of the box. Now those morphed, and this is a video I want to do actually covering the evolution of decks, but those morphed into pre-constructed decks where they would be based on a particular theme, and those morphed again until we got to the point now where you have your like Planeswalker decks, where you've got a constructed deck that comes along with a couple of booster packs, and we would have some variations on that. You would have your dual decks, which were discontinued. We had like the premium deck series, which was only really done with like a burn deck and a sliver deck before they shut that down. But even with the premium decks, like you'd have you'd have a normal box set like your Versus decks, your dual decks, it'd be around $25. The premium decks would be like maybe $40. But still, that's within the realm of what we were all used to, right? And this pattern was part of Magic for the longest time. Then we entered the Masters era of Magic the Gathering. And this was the start of the second wave. I'm calling what we're in now the third wave of Magic because it's accelerating to a very large degree. So my belief is that the second wave started with the master sets and really, honestly, with the second master set. The first master set they created was based on serving a format. It was called Modern Masters, and the idea was, okay, we are going to put a bunch of cards into Modern with the idea of making the accessibility of Modern more open to people. You can buy these packs, you'll get a bunch of useful stuff for Modern. We're going to charge more for these booster packs, so I'm going to use like Canadian prices for this portion of it because that's what I was used to. We were paying essentially about $4.50 for a booster pack, and the first Modern set came along and it was about $7. So it wasn't exactly like a doubling of the price, but it was a step up for the price of these packs. Now, the first Modern Masters was actually a really well put together set. There was a lot of value in terms of the secondary market value of the cards. You would get a ton of value in your booster packs. In fact, you would a lot of times get just the value of the pack, the $7 worth of cards, just in your uncommon slot, not even including the rares or anything of that nature, right? So these packs were fantastic, and the price, while it was more than a regular booster, felt like it was all right because the amount of value you were getting was kind of on par with the price of the packs, or you could come out ahead. Now, the first Modern Masters sold insanely well, like to the point where you could buy a booster box and turn around and sell it immediately to somebody else for more money. You could buy it for $170 and sell it for $190, $200 easily. People were grabbing boxes and flipping them like crazy because the amount the stores could get, there was only so many, and they were selling them at a certain price. People would grab them, sell them on the secondary market. Now, Wizards saw the wild success of the first Master Set, and they said, okay, how do we capitalize on this? Because at the end of the day, when you're a corporation making a product like this, you don't want to be leaving too much money on the table. It's fine if people really love the product, that's what you want. But the situation was one where they were selling it to the stores. The stores were selling it originally for what the MSRP was supposed to be, but that quickly got pushed upwards as people were turning around and selling these boxes to other people. So the stores started to be able to get more money for these, and then other people, box flippers, were able to grab them and flip them right away. Normally with box flipping, at least back at this time, you would have to buy a box, sit on it for a while, and then after it went out of print, you'd be able to turn around and sell it. But these were sellable instantaneously. You could just be like, got it, sold it. That's how good the first Master Set was. So Wizards of the Coast took a two-pronged approach to this, and this is where it started to go wrong. With the second Modern Masters, they said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to push the price up to $10 a pack or more. So basically going to about 2.5 to 3 times the cost of a regular booster pack. But at the same time, they said, we've got a gold mine on our hands. Let's keep doing these Master Sets. And they realized that they had to keep printing the same cards like Tarmogoyf, Vendilion Clique, Dark Confidant, and that there would be diminishing returns with how many times they could reprint big hot cards in the set. So what they decided to do was ramp down the value of the set. The first Modern Masters was never sold to us as a draft set concept, right? They never went, oh, this is for drafting. But the second Master Set, they went, we've optimized it for drafting. What that really meant was, what we've done is we've changed what's in the set and put a bunch of junk into the set and said, oh, this is like, we've got stuff that'll help the modern format, but we also have it set up so it's a great drafting experience. And they put in some really like feel bad rares, and like when it came to the commons and uncommons, they ramped the value there way down, like way down. The first Modern Masters had an amazing amount of great commons and uncommons. The second Modern Masters was a minefield of garbage, right? So they upped the price there, and then they decided to keep going with that Masters format, where they're like, okay, we're going to keep making this set that feeds into Modern, and we're getting like triple the price of our booster packs for printing the same cards, essentially, right? And stuff we've already created. We don't even have to commission new artwork. We can just use stuff that's already existent. So it was a gold mine concept for them. So they did the second Modern Masters, then they brought along a third Modern Masters, and then they were like, okay, you know what, we got a problem here. There's only so many cards that we can print in this in terms of the big ticket, big money cards. So they said, okay, what do we do? What do we do? Eternal Masters. We'll make an Eternal Masters set. So that's what they did, right? And that set also did very well. Now they looked at all the money they had made and they said, okay, what do we do here? I mean, these Master Sets are great, but the thing is, we can only do this so much because they serve formats. If we do this too much, we're going to push the prices of cards down. People are going to stop buying the boxes. It's a lost situation for us. And that's when somebody at Wizards had a terrible idea that would actually end up destroying the entire Master Series. And they went, we'll do theme sets. We will do theme Master Sets. And that's when we switched from Modern Masters to Eternal, not from Modern Masters to Eternal Masters. That's when we switched from format Master Sets to theme Masters. So you would see Modern Masters, Eternal Masters, and all of a sudden we had like Iconic Masters, Masters 25, and they even started to use disingenuous marketing techniques with this. For example, Iconic Masters was marketed in a way that would definitely make you think that you were going to be getting iconic cards from throughout Magic's history. If you go and look at the marketing materials for the set, you will see that it's indeed set up in a way to make you think, okay, we are getting iconic cards from Magic's history. But what they said to us later when the set flopped, they said, oh, no, actually, you know what it was is we meant iconic creature types like Hydras and and angels and things like that. Now, they had included stuff like that in the set, but it was never billed to us that way at all. They totally made us think, oh, this is going to be like the historical Masters kind of set where you get all kinds of cool stuff throughout Magic's history. And then Masters 25 came along and they were like, sorry about Iconic Masters. We're going to go ahead and give you what we actually said we were going to give you with Masters 25. And Masters 25 and Iconic Masters bombed. They printed a ton of these boxes. And so for the longest time, these boxes were still available from distributors with no price increase whatsoever. The cards have been out of print for a while, and yet the box prices hadn't moved up. In some cases, they had trended downwards to a degree. So these sets, by all accounts, were complete failures. And Wizards of the Coast states we discontinue products when they're failures. So the last Master set, Ultimate Masters, which some people laud as a success, they go, oh, that was a good set. It really wasn't. Ultimate Masters was supposed to be Graveyard Masters. What happened was Wizards of the Coast looked at the failure of the previous two Theme Masters and said, oh my God, we actually have to stop doing this. We thought we'd get to do this forever and print an infinite amount of money and we'll be rich off this, it'll be fantastic. But nope, these aren't selling well at all. Now we're stuck with Graveyard Masters. What do? Here's what we'll do. We will rebrand it as Ultimate Masters. We will have people go out and print some low quality box toppers, which is what they did. The box toppers were just a quick rush job put into these little packages, not high quality at all. And so they went back and opened, they basically had to repackage the entire set. They had to pay for new packaging and the box toppers. That's why Ultimate Masters was actually 30 to 40% more. So they put out Ultimate Masters, the last in a line of failing products, and they put it up for 30 to 40% more. Now, they didn't tell us, guys, look, we had to rebrand this and everything. That's why the cost is higher. When it came to the reason for the higher cost, they said, we are sending this set off in the style it deserves. They also crunched down the spoiler season and released it right before Christmas. They did a bunch of maneuvers to maximize the sales potential of the set while not giving us that much information and trying to ride the hype train as hard as possible. Now, it worked. Ultimate Masters is actually thought of by a bunch of people as a successful and awesome set, when it really isn't. You were just bribed with box toppers that you were forced to pay a whole bunch more for. And it's not like all these box toppers are instant bank either. So they looked at this sort of scenario and went, wait a minute, this is a product that's so terrible that we're literally discontinuing it. But these people ate it up and they paid so much more money for it. So they go, okay, look, we can keep pushing the prices on this stuff higher. Let's see how far we can take it. So the next thing they introduced was Mythic Editions. Now, Mythic Editions are, when I said we have like the three different waves, three different phases, Mythic Editions are the start of phase 3. Now, phase 3 to me is the sky is the limit. This is where I said Magic is just going to get insanely expensive and keep getting more expensive. That's what we're talking about here. So Mythic Edition is the start of that wave. Mythic Edition was where they went, okay, we've got a regular booster box. You get that 36 packs and it's $100. Now we've got our Mythic Edition set. This is $250 and it only has 24 booster packs in it. And it's like, wait, what? Okay, so I'm getting 2/3 of a box and I'm paying 2.5 times the price for it? Yes, but we've included 8 special Invocation Masterpiece Planeswalkers. So every box, you're guaranteed to get these 8 Planeswalkers. So essentially what you're doing is you're buying those 8 Planeswalkers plus 24 randomized packs. And that was priced at $250, and they sold well. There was hiccups each time they sold them, but those products sold well, especially the last Mythic Edition. This had to have illustrated to them, while causing them a problem at the same time, it had to have illustrated to them even further how much they could push the financial envelope. Because Mythic Edition, the third one, was limited to 12,000 boxes. Now, the time it was released, there was some glitches with eBay or just some user error, whatever it is. 40,000 orders were allowed to be placed for this product, but there was only 12,000 in existence. Wizards had to cancel a whole bunch of the first wave of orders, and then they got reordered, so they ended up with an insane amount of unhappy customers. And this actually resulted in a class action lawsuit, which is mind-blowing. If you think about that for a second, people were so angry that they couldn't buy this $250 booster box with only 24 packs to the point where they were going to sue Wizards over it. The 12,000 boxes that Wizards was able to sell pulled in $3 million for the company in about 2 minutes time, all right? We're talking over $1.5 million a minute. And the end result is that they got sued by the other 10, 20, 30,000 people who weren't able to get boxes. Think about that from a company's perspective. On one hand, you're going, oh man, we've got a lawsuit. This is awful. They decided to send out a bunch of foil sheets to try and soothe the masses and go, look, it's okay. We're sorry. We'll send you a full foil sheet. Like, we didn't mean to screw this up, that sort of thing. But on the other hand, they're like, look at how rabid these people are for this product, right? Now you get to the current point we're at. We're at Throne of Eldraine. Now you'll notice there is no Throne of Eldraine Mythic Edition, right? They don't have a $250 box set with 24 booster packs. What do they have? They have a $450, and this is American prices, $450 box set with 16 booster packs. 16 booster packs. Now, I know some of you are going to say, hey, look, these are collector's booster packs, and they include a higher incidence of foils. You can get more rares from them. These packs have special rares, but understand that underneath it all, the cost to Wizards of the Coast to print a collector's booster versus a regular Throne of Eldraine booster, the difference at most could be a few pennies. If the metallic sheeting that they use to make the foils costs a little bit more, or a couple extra hollow stamps on cards cost a little bit more, that's a few extra pennies a booster pack. And the collector's edition, the deluxe collector's edition for Throne of Eldraine, it only contains at most one unique item to it. And that item may not be unique. You get 16 collector booster packs, which you can get in collector packs, right? You could also get them handed to you when you bought booster boxes of the regular variety. So they're not just available in the deluxe pack. They have the art print of Garruk, which is available independently for sale. They have the Garruk card, which you can crack from booster packs, so you can get that without needing to buy the booster set, the deluxe set, I should say. They have a 3x3 part of a foil sheet. Now, you could get that by getting a foil Throne of Eldraine sheet. Those are available on prize walls at events, so that's not unique. The arena code doesn't really count because that's just some styles on arena that you can acquire with gems, so that's not unique. Literally, the only thing that's unique to the Deluxe Collector's Edition is a binder with a thorn imprint on it. That's it. Or I guess you could argue the actual packaging it comes in. The box is also unique to it, but that's it. Every item in this product can be acquired individually. You don't have to buy it. You don't have, they're all available in other ways. And yet this product is $450. And it's sold out. The whole thing, Wizards sold them all within less than an hour. They went from $250 Mythic boxes, where you're guaranteed 8 special Planeswalkers you can only get in those boxes, plus 24 booster packs, to a box set where you only get 16 booster packs. You're not guaranteed any special cards from it because there's nothing specially unique to it. And they went from $250 to $450. And it's not just limited to special collector's edition like Rich Boy products like Mythic Edition and the Deluxe Edition either, because look at Modern Horizons. Modern Horizons is a set where, I mean, they basically, here's what happened with Modern Horizons in my opinion. They designed Time Spiral 2, and it was cheap for them too, because the idea behind it is they're taking a bunch of old artwork that they had kicking around and designing cards around old artwork they had kicking around and hadn't used yet, because some of you may not know this, but Wizards of the Coast doesn't always use artwork that they've commissioned. Any number of reasons. A card could get cut from a set. The artwork could be, they could decide this artwork doesn't actually fit the concept of the card. Really, like when you look at it, it doesn't feel like it makes sense. So we're not going to use this artwork. It's not what we want. So they end up with this file full of all of this artwork. So they found all this old artwork and they said, well, not found it, they had it. They decided we're going to use a bunch of this old artwork. We're going to design cards that are nostalgic based from all different parts of Magic the Gathering and create what is essentially Time Spiral 2. Now, at some point during the development process, they decided, you know what? We're going to try and charge twice the regular price for this set. Now, how do we do it? Well, what if we just said all the cards in it are legal for Modern? And what if we gave it the name Modern Horizons so that people with their memories of all the Modern Master sets would equate that sort of value, that sort of concept with this set. So that's what they made us think. They made us think we were getting a Modern Masters-esque set, and they charge us double for what is essentially a regular extra set. Like, this was the innovation set. And if you don't know what innovation sets are, those are things like the conspiracy sets that they did, Battle Bond, the unstable set, where it's something that's not going to be entering standard. It's an extra product that they put out around like the middle of summer usually. And it's just an extra boost our sales, give you some extra Magic stuff to play with. You can draft it and mess around with it, but it's not going to enter standard. And up until now, they weren't for older formats either. They weren't for modern or anything like that. So they basically used a bunch of artwork they already had kicking around, designed a set that should have been regular price, and just doubled the price arbitrarily to see if they could get away with it. And it worked very well. Modern Horizons sold all over the place. People are cracking them looking for Ren and 6. Overall, it seems like most people are fine with the set. So as a result, they've established for Wizards of the Coast, hey look, you can double the prices of regular boosters that really don't have anything special to them. These Modern Horizons packs didn't guarantee you a foil in every pack. Sure, they included a full-blown art insert, but that's nothing. Those cards have no secondary market value, essentially. I mean, technically you can sell a set of them for something, but overall, those cards are worthless. You weren't guaranteed a foil in every pack. There was really nothing to justify the doubling of the price, aside from the fact that they wanted to see if they could get more money. And the experiments have shown that it's working, right? Modern Horizons sold for double. The Deluxe Edition sold for $450, and they already sold all of them. You can't go and order them now because they're already gone. They sold out in the first day at $450 US. Now, you will see comments all over the internet of people saying, oh, I'm done with Magic. I'm not buying this product. Wizards needs to bring back cheap Magic, and until they do, I'm doing blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Magic players are really, really bad for not saying the truth. They may be emotionally feeling at the moment, I'm upset by this. But instead of saying, I'm upset by this, they make big grandiose statements. I am never going to buy this. They're never getting another dollar from me. But the next day, or even later that day, they're handing their money over to Wizards of the Coast. It's like I put out a My Little Pony video yesterday, and multiple people commented on it. I'm quitting Magic. No, you're not. No, you're not. All these people are like, I'm done. No, you're not. You're just doing a knee-jerk internet reaction, and tomorrow you'll be right back to giving Wizards your money. So we have a scenario where the customer base will complain, but they will still pay whatever price is asked. It doesn't matter. Where is the top level of this? I'll tell you right now, $450 is not the top level. That's not the point where people go, no, I'm not buying this anymore. And it doesn't matter to Wizards of the Coast if they lose a handful of people who didn't have the money to buy the product in the first place. They're not going to be lining Wizards' pockets. Do you know what the profit margin is on something like the Deluxe Collector's Edition? It has to be through the roof. They're giving you a fraction of a printed sheet. They're giving you 9 cards from a sheet, 16 booster packs, 1 other card, an Arena Mega Code, and like a binder. Honestly, that Deluxe Collector's Edition probably costs about $20 to make. Maybe even less because of the amount they're making of it. I don't genuinely know. But it's a super cheap product to make overall compared to the profit margin. So they're pulling in an insane amount of money. They just went from Mythic Edition to Collector's Edition, right? And you're paying $200 more and you're getting 1/3 less the boosters. So from their perspective, it's time to just keep moving it up. We only got 3 Mythic Editions before they moved on to Deluxe Collector's Edition. And then they're gonna, what is the next step going to be? Are they gonna combine the two? Are they going to have a Mythic box where you get 24 collector's packs and 8 guaranteed Planeswalkers? They're not even guaranteeing you particular cards with this box set. But imagine that Mythic box set. If you had a Mythic box set with 24 collector's edition packs and 8 of those Planeswalkers, that would easily be an $800 to $1,000 product. And to me, that's not even the upper limit. I can see them pushing it to get to $1,500, $2,000 product. Now, there is a point where we will hit that market break where people just go, no, I can't, I'm not buying this. And at that point, they'll pull it back, but they're only going to pull it back a little. Let's say the ceiling is $1,500. Let's say that's the ceiling that they can get to, $1,500 for one of these specialty products, right? And then people are like, they go up higher than that. They go up to $1,750 or $2,000 and people are like, nah, bro, nah, I'm out. Miss me with that. And then they go, okay, well, we'll bring it back to $1,500. It doesn't go, oh, I guess we'll go back to $450 product. It doesn't work that way. They're trying to feel where the walls are. So Modern Horizons was them going like this. Okay, where are the walls? Like, where are our limits? And then the Mythic Editions were, again, where are the walls? Where's the ceiling on this? Deluxe Edition was them going, well, we want the Mythic Edition. Okay, the wall, wait, how far can we go with this? So that's the scenario we're looking at. Magic is only going to get more expensive and at a more rapid rate, right? We had the longest part of Magic's history where we were in phase 1 where we had none of this. The Modern Masters, the Masters phase lasted for a number of years, and that's phase 2. And now we're in phase 3, where they are emboldened by their financial success. They were able to sell a failure like Ultimate Masters for extra product and have people applaud them for it. Mythic Editions have people so rabid for them that they're filing lawsuits over them. And the Deluxe Edition, where they just bumped it up by $200 and give you less than a Mythic Edition in some ways, it's just showing them that they can keep pushing. And obviously they will. Papa Hasbro, the company that owns Wizards of the Coast, wants all the profits and also is having a diminishing return profit situation with all of its toys. So the more Magic succeeds and makes money, the more Hasbro is going to lean into Wizards going, keep that money coming, son. Just gonna push their elbow down into Wizards of the Coast neck going, keep that money coming. It's gotta keep flowing upwards. More, more, more. Because that's the way these corporations work now. There is no upper limit to them. You always have to make more than the previous year. That's how it goes. And how do you do that? You start charging your whales more and more and more, and you don't care about the guppies. And if it makes you feel bad, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, just talking about the reality. Understand, I too am a guppy. Once we hit Mythic Editions, I was already at the point where I had been priced out of the highest level of Magic products. There's no way on earth that I could afford a Deluxe Collector's Edition. So I'm not here like, ha ha ha, check it out, Magic's getting too expensive for you. I'm going, Magic's going to get too expensive for us. And that doesn't make me happy, my friends, but it's something I wanted to talk about. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out with me. I value your thoughts as well, unless, you know, you've got a brain that doesn't function right and you're going to type dumb stuff, in which case I don't value you particularly. But feel free to leave your stupid comment anyways, because I know what I said won't stop you. Anyhow, thanks for coming by, my friends. Shout out to all my patrons and channel members. Appreciate you financially supporting the channel. And to everyone, I say, I shall see you all here tomorrow.